Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. Let's continue the ReactJS tutorial series. Now in this video tutorial, I will explain how to get the highest and lowest number of an array in ReactJS using states. And notice here we got the output. The highest number from this array is 2000 and the lowest number is 1.
If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates.
I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a ReactJS application. Just for the time saving, I have already created one ReactJS application which is chkml insert in this above folder. Let me expand my project and notice in this project there is a source folder. Let me allow to expand this source folder also. In this source folder contains all my ReactJS components. Now for this example also I am creating a new component. Right click the source folder, new file, and the file name is highest and lowest .js file. And here we got our JS file which we have just created. In order to create a ReactJS component, in ReactJS, there are two types of components we can create. One is the functional component and the second one is a class component. Here I am using states, so I am creating one class component. So before that we need to import the React class from the React library. First let's add that step first. Import React from React library. After that I am creating one class called, the class name is the highest and lowest. And I am extending this class with react.component. For every class component at the end of the file, at the end of bottom line, we need to export the default highest and lowest, the file name or component name here. And now between this class component, between curly brackets, there are two important methods. Every class component have two important methods. One is the render method. In this render method there is a return method which displays the output on the browser, and this return method will add the HTML elements. First I am adding the div element. The div element is the root element of our component. When we want to add more than one element, we need to add everything inside the div component, div element, sorry. So div element is a root element. Now here I am adding one header section. How to get the highest and lowest number from an array in ReactJS tutorials. After that I am adding one horizontal line. Let's put this everything in the center, and open center tag I am adding about the header section. Now I want to create an array using states. So when we want to create a states, we need to create one constructor. Whenever we create one constructor, the immediate step we need to add a super method. Now once we add the super method, now we can create the states with this keyword, this dot state is equals to between curly brackets. I am declaring one variable. Let's add the student IDs. Here I am creating one student IDs. To create an array, we require one square brackets. Here I am adding the student ID is 90. Here's some random numbers I am adding: 100, 201, 1, 23, 2000, 2009, 209. Just for the example, I have given some random numbers in this student ID array. Now first I want to display the student array, the ID array on the browser. So here in the render method, after the horizontal line, I'm adding one h1 tag. Let's close the h1 tag. Inside this h1 tag, between curly brackets, I'm calling this state, this dot state dot student ID, which contains an array, student ID. Let's save this file. Now let's check the output, how it looks on the browser. This array is displaying or not in our component. So to run our application, the most important step, we need to configure our component in the index.js file. I'm copying my component, the file name, and index.js file, here is the index.js file. And notice in the index.js file, the render method contains the app component, which is a default component of our application. So let's delete this app component and pasting our component which we have just created, highest and lowest. And as well as we need to import our call in the header section. Make sure give the correct path. That's it. Now let's save this application, save all. Now we can able to run our application to check the output on the browser. For that, go to view and click terminal. And here we got our terminal, and notice the path is d colon. This is the folder name. This is the folder name it's showing, and inside this folder I have my project. So let's add my project to this path. For that, cd change directory. My application name, my project name is chmul insert. So once we add the correct path, now we can add the command called npm to run our application, npm start. And notice here we got the output. These are the arrays. But I require the commas between the numbers. So after the student ID, I am adding dot join method. The join method takes the string parameter to separate the objects. So string variable, comma, and I am giving some space between two numbers. Let's save this file, save all. Now we'll check the output again. Now we got our array with the commas. Now my next step is I want to display the highest and lowest number from this array. The highest number is 2000 and the lowest number is 1. I am expecting the highest number 2000 and the lowest number is 1 to get the output. So I can switch over to the component. I'm adding one horizontal line. Here I'm adding h3 highest, highest number. The highest number, in curly brackets, I'm adding math dot maximum method, maximum dot apply method. Math dot maximum apply. Maximum means the maximum number which displays the highest number, and this apply method takes two parameters. First one is the argument. Argument is null, and the second parameter is array. Here the apply method I have used because we are using arrays. Whenever we are using arrays to get the highest and lowest numbers, we use apply method only. We have a call method also, but call method does not work. When we are using arrays, we have to use apply method. The apply method takes the argument as an array. So this is a student ID I am expecting here. So this dot state dot student ID, and I'm giving some space, NBSP colon, NBSP colon, Let's add this h3 tag at the bottom. Now here I'm adding the lowest number. The lowest number is the same thing, math dot minimum dot, again we require the apply method. The apply method takes two parameters. First one is the argument which is null, or you can add 0 also, and the argument passing values is an array. So this dot state dot student ID. The lowest number I'm using minimum, and for the highest number I'm using max. Let's save this file. We'll check the final output. And notice here we got the output. The highest number from this array is 2000 and the lowest number is 1. Now what we'll do is we'll add the lowest number 0 or minus, here something minus 99. So minus 99 is the lowest number now, and the highest number I'm adding 2001. Let's save this file. Let's check the new output. So notice here the highest number is 2001 and the lowest number is minus 99. That's it. In this video tutorial I have explained how to get the highest and lowest number from an array in ReactJS using states. Thanks for watching and please subscribe my channel. Catch you in my next video tutorial.